When we're young, we have an amazing, positive outlook about how great life is going to be, but somewhere along the line, we forget to dream and end up settling. Join Up Dots features amazing people who refuse to give up and chose to go after their dreams. This is your blueprint for greatness. So here's your host, live from the back of his garden in the UK, David Ralph.
Yes, hello there, good morning. Good morning to you. I hope you are really, really well. It's a Friday. It's a Friday. So what you got playing? Yeah, you are doing what? Are we motivated, or we just want to slump and Netflix it, chillax all weekend? Well, whatever you're gonna do it. But make sure that it's valuable to you. Make sure that if you really do need to rest, that you rest properly and you don't kind of do a hybrid. Go all in, dive right in and make a difference to your life. Now, I'm going to play a audio clip from a gentleman, and he's a friend. He's a friend of the show now. And hopefully by the time you've actually listened to this show, I would have met him personally in Florida, Orlando. Because this is a guy called Benjamin who connected with us a few months ago, not that long ago, and connected with us, and I gave him about half hour, 40-minute Skype call. And it's a real fascinating audio clip of how he's changed his life dramatically. And I'm not playing this for me to go, oh, it's all down to me. I did very little at all. All I did was be the host of Join Up Dots and provide content which inspired him to make action. But I pointed him in a direction where he was very focused in on his corporate land. And he was saying to me, I'm just not getting the time. I'm not getting the time to do what I want to do. I need time to do my entrepreneurial stuff. And I made him be aware that actually what he was doing in his corporate land, what they were asking him to do, was actually build a business for himself that he could then use. The skills and the knowledge that they were asking him to do in his own corporate land was actually the catalyst for him to take all that information, see if it works. It did big time, and then pivot and do it for himself. And so many people out there think that they're just going to work, but you're not. You're gaining experience, you're gaining knowledge, you're testing stuff while people are paying you. And there can't be anything better than that, can there? Where you're actually learning the skills to actually transition. So as you will hear from Benjamin in this podcast episode, he actually realised that why should I be doing this for somebody else if I can actually do it for myself? And this is a very small sound clip. It's about 4 minutes, but I think the passion that you can hear from him and the drive and the ambition really should translate to people out there. And you should all listen and think, why not me? Why not me? Why can't I do this thing as same as Benjamin? So let's hear from him. This is Benjamin Lively from Orlando, Florida. And as I say, it's just a small pivot in your mindset, and you can transition into a life which is lucrative, enjoyable, and under your control. Here's Benjamin.
This is Benjamin Lively coming through your speakers from Orlando, Florida. I want to give a huge thank you to Join Up Dots Land and our very own David Ralph for all the encouragement, motivation, mental support, and direction that he's given through his podcast and the Dream Starters Academy for the past 12 months. I first started listening to Join Up Dots when I decided that the 3-hour round trip commute to my corporate job was simply killing my productivity. Knowing that listening to 3 hours of music every day was getting me absolutely nowhere, and listening to the news radio was quite depressing. I looked into podcasts, as I had heard of podcasts before but never really listened to them personally. And I found Join Up Dots because of the logo and the yellow background that David had used. And one show in, man, I was hooked. I couldn't stop listening to the show after show after show after show. I became quickly addicted to listening to David and his guests when one day, bam, I had a major life-changing epiphany that I give David and Join Up Dots full and honest credit for. It was the day I realized that I, too, had life figured out backwards or upside down or whatever you want to call it, but it was ass backwards. You see, I'd been spending the past 17 years coming right out of the United States Army thinking life was about climbing the corporate ladder to get to a comfortable lifestyle for my family and I. And I had been working my tail off, making companies a lot of money consistently, but I wasn't reaping the benefits of my hard labor myself. And I quickly realized that I was working for other people's dreams while mine sat out on the bleachers. And it dawned on me that while I was very good at what I did, which is sales coaching, sales training, consulting, and mentoring, I was limiting my abilities only to my single employer. And I thought, why don't I spread this ability to help people in many different companies and around the world? So I reached out to David and somehow found a loophole on his website. Sorry, folks, I believe David has since fixed that loophole. But I was then on a Skype call with David just before the 4th of July, 2017. And 1.5 hour phone call later, I decided I was going to create the plans to help me reach my goals that would add up to my ultimate dream, which was to own my own sales coaching, training, and consulting company, working for wherever I wanted, which will soon be anywhere in the Florida Keys, preferably Marathon, Florida, working whatever hours I want and playing on the beach with the wife and 2 kids, leaving corporate land behind me. For you listeners out there, here we are just a few months shy of a year since I had that goal. I now have my own sales coaching, training, and consulting company. It's called Sales Compass. It's based in Orlando, Florida. I have 4 clients, and I'm signing a big multi-year deal right now with an overseas company that basically has the potential to take me fully out of corporate America sooner than I had planned. Doors are starting to open up where there aren't any. I'm building them where they're not. And most of the doors opening aren't due to any magic pill or hookup or special connection or by being lucky. They're due to just taking action, believing in myself that I'm better than corporate land would have me believe I am, seeing in myself more than I had in the past, and just believing. As David plays on his show, words from the late Steve Jobs, believing that the dots will connect to my future, and they are. David, I owe you big time, my friend. If I never thought listening to your podcast and getting a Skype call would lead me to a completely different mindset and a life-altering experience in such a short time. And for anyone that's listening and are perhaps just at the edge thinking, should I? Should I now? Should I wait? Is this real? Is now the time? Just go for it. Take action. Believe. Have faith. Take a few steps. Breathe. Take a few more steps. Keep moving ahead. This is the only way tomorrow will be different than it was today and yesterday and the day before and the day before that. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Start to dream again. Start living again. David, thank you so much for everything.
No, thank you, Benjamin. Thank you so much for connecting with us at Join Up Darts and as you say, taking action. So many people connect with us through the show and really don't do anything with the advice, the knowledge that we give them. They will just keep on going around and round and round on that merry-go-round and thinking that there's going to be the perfect time, there's going to be the perfect situation. It's never perfect, it's never ideal, but you can make it what you want. And once you start doing that, you realise that actually there was nothing holding you back. And as we said right at the very beginning, and I suppose Benjamin alluded to it, he wasn't creating something new, dramatically amazing, something that he'd never done before. He was just looking at what he's already doing and how can he transfer that information and that knowledge to become more appealing to other people. How can he take the knowledge that just one person is paying him for and actually make it that multiple people want to pay him for? And that's really is the journey. So for everybody out there, please look at what you're doing on a daily basis. Look at it and think to yourself, is this so insular to this company that nobody is going to want this? Or is this something that is generic to a point where you can actually transition, where you've got all the skills and all the kind of getting the branding and the website and all that kind of stuff? That's easy. Believe me, that's easy. You just need the knowledge base and to take action and do it. So as I say, I hopefully have met Benjamin, and we have a couple of drinks in Orlando. And for all of you out there, if you're doing stuff that's amazing, send it through to us. Send us an MP3 on Dropbox, or come over to Join Up Dots and leave a small voicemail. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us what's inspiring you. Tell us what action you're taking, so that your action can inspire other people, and we can have the world listening to each other thinking, why not me? Why can't I do it if they do it? And believe me, if I can do it, the host of Join Up Dots can do it, then anyone can, because I'm a bit of an idiot, really. Thank you so much for listening to this show. Thank you so much for everybody that is connecting with us. And we love the voice messages. Really easy to do. Just connect with your phone, send the message through to us, and we will play it on the show. And as we're trying to do, we're trying to make you realize that you are connected to a global community that is changing their life one dot at a time. Until next time, thank you so much for listening to this. Thank you so much to Benjamin. And we'll see you again. Cheers. Bye-bye.
David doesn't want you to become a faded version of the brilliant self you were once to become. So he's put together an amazing guide for you called the 8 Pieces of Advice That Every Successful Entrepreneur Practices, including the 2 that changed his life. Head over to joinupdots.com to download this amazing guide for free, and we'll see you tomorrow on Join Up Dots.